Well, good morning. This is Kevin Chessel with University of Wisconsin-Madison Division of Extension. I'm out here at the Spooner Ag Research Station's Teaching and Display Garden. It's December 2nd. We've had a very mild fall. We've had some snow. We've obviously had lots of freezing temperatures. But this is kind of the last warm day we're going to see for a while. And I just wanted to go around and show you what the gardens look like. So the first garden I'm going to just take a walk through would be our monarch and pollinator sanctuary garden. As you can see, we're an official monarch way station in this space, but this has got 8 perennial beds that are planted to pollinator friendly plants. It's on the south end of our garden, and it's kind of the entrance point and welcoming spot for walking into our gardens. But you can see we've got everything pruned back for the most part. Every year we have to do some renovations and moving things around, or reestablishing or removing plants where they shouldn't be. So you can see everything is nice and dormant. We don't have a lot of ground cover in some of these beds. Some winter interest in that plant. The next garden bed I'm going to walk through is our pinwheel garden. So this is just next to the pollinator garden. It features our windmill, and that's used again to pump water into an elevated tank that we use for watering out in the garden. But there's 8 beds in this pinwheel, and we did some renovations, and we have a really nice stand of spring wheat in 4 of these beds. So just going to kind of walk around and take a look at those. The first 3 I'm showing were planted on the same day. That would have been mid-September. And then this one was planted next. That was towards the end of September. And this one wasn't planted until about the first week in October. So not quite as much growth, but we still have a really good soil cover. And then these are the remaining beds. The flagging is to reestablish the boundaries and the shape of individual beds, so that one has to be reshaped. This one did not see any cover crop. See, there's a good flush of these winter annual weeds. I think that might be chickweed. And then here is the 8th bed. Again, we didn't do anything major to this. This is often referred to as our children's garden. So we got various raised beds in here. Again, all we did is remove plant debris back in early September. So you can see there's a little bit of that winter annual weed growth happening, or biennial. And then this was our sensory garden. And again, we didn't do anything to these beds other than remove the plant debris, the flowers and vegetables and all the plant material from the arbors. So again, a lot of bare soil, but given our climate, it's really hard to establish cover crops once we remove all these annual plants. Again, these are all annual plant beds. Here is our garlic. So it was planted, I believe, like the 22nd of October, which was, it's about the right time. It's a little late, but we've got 3 different varieties in here. This bed has been edged, and we did a little weeding. And here is some more of our vegetable area. This was actually a no-till garden bed. It's been pretty much no-tilled for the last 2 seasons now. So you can see some of the remnants of our rye cover crop that was used to plant into. And here is a bed that was bare soil in the spring, and it was planted to tomatoes, and it has a nice decomposing layer of leaves in it right now. So contrast this bed to this one, and again you can see a lot of those late fall biennial weeds growing in this, so that'll have a lot of weeds come spring. Here's another one of our no-till beds. This is another one that's quite clean and weed free. What we did with this bed was we put down a layer of newspaper and then mulched it with rye straw. So our hope is we can plant directly into that next spring. This was a watermelon bed, and this got mulched quite heavy with hay. I believe it was more of an alfalfa hay mix. So pretty good covering on the soil. Here we had a critter digging some kind of hole. I don't know if it was a fox that did that. This is another one of our vine crop beds. This was mulched with a little bit more of a straw hay mulch. So again, no weeds popping through this, so we got a nice mulch covering on this for the winter. And then over here is newly established beds, so we removed the sod from this area and are re-establishing some new beds, and that'll get seeded down come spring. So I hope you enjoyed a little walkthrough of what the gardens look like out here. And again, the teaching and display garden technically is no longer open to the public. It's typically open for visitors during the growing season, meaning beginning of April through October. So again, this is Kevin Chesso with University of Wisconsin Madison's Division of Extension, just showing what gardening looks like on December 2nd in Zone 3.